Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about my top 5 or 5 figures I've just found on my shelves that are non-96 figures that would kick ass in the vintage collection. Let me explain. So, welcome to the carded room. In here you've got a mixture of everything here. You've got prequels, sequels and original trilogy vintage collection. Obviously none of this was in the 80s because it's the prequels. Those 90s onwards. Here is Star Wars, and then you've got Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, but on this wall in particular you'll see some stuff here that makes a kick-ass card back. Boom, but never exist. Oh no, he did exist in the 80s. Bruh. Come on, get it right, will you? Yeah, come on. Yes, let's think of another one. Yes, there you go. That's another one. That's a figure that is just, well, it's New Hope, isn't it? Here's a really significant one. Never made in the 80s. Kicks ass in the modern era. Tarkin's another. And let's think, that's others as well. But anyway, I'm going to go find some on my shelves that are loose figures that I have in my collection that would just be, oh yeah, Sand Trooper, just realised. That's the special edition stylee. Then of course that, look at that. I mean, just imagine that. So there's others as well. There's so many great characters that, you know, they have brought back, and this one's an update from that. But that's for another video. I'm going to go through and find, you know, these are 96 card backs, you know. They existed in the 80s. He didn't. Didn't. You get the idea. I'm waffling on. Let's get this on. Let's go back to the loose room. So I've just been around and I've chosen 5. There's more potential, so maybe I'll just stick to the 5 I chose and then honourable mentions in post-production. But I'm going to stick to the 5, and number 1 is Wolf Yularen. Now Wolf Yularen is great because, you know, he's got a lot more significance nowadays, given his connection now and the flushed out story arc with the Clone Wars. You know, previously he was just a white suited dude in the briefing room. You know, the briefing room characters are all great. You know, you've got Tarkin, obviously. They've all got their own individuality. These two button heads, Motti, and then this fella. We've analysed their attacks, and there is a weakness. You have your ship standing by. This is the Dantooine guy. The Dantooine man came in the meeting. Yeah, she lied. She lied to us. But the thing about Motti is he says nothing. But, you know, you've got to feel sorry for him. He's obviously associated with the evil empire. Had he not come out of retirement, he would still be living, you know. He died on the Death Star. But you might know him via his role in the Clone Wars. And his Clone Wars rebellion, well, not rebellion, what am I talking about? Republic Association. Moving on, my next choice. Let's stick with A New Hope. I had to choose between Owen and Beru. Beru would be an honourable mention, but I gotta choose Uncle Owen. Uncle Owen? Aunt Beru? Gone? Look! 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 I mean, that's the only figure I've got for Owen. It's obviously Power of the Force 2, but this is a great cinema scene, and I've got Luke sort of facing that way because it's not the greatest Luke either. But here's my droid sail diorama. It's a lovely setup there. Sounds like I'm blowing my own trumpet toot toot, but you know what I mean is it's just a nice collection of figures there, and you know, I love it. Just 77 Star Wars. Anyway, Owen would be my choice because he never came out in the 80s, and if there's a character that has such a significant role, it's Owen and his relationship with Luke. You know, he drives the household there, shall we say. But you know, that he's very much in charge of Luke's decisions in his life. Moving on. My next choice, these are in no particular order, but this would be the one I would want the most. We're going to go in on the Cantina now. Would be Garindan. Let me get him out of here. And what a great figure this is. Let me just put him here for now. Garindan or Garindan. You see this species in the Mandalorian as well. I mean, look at him. Alright, metal, launch your weapons. I mean, this guy is the reason, well, he's one of the reasons why the Empire they've got a reach in places like Mos Eisley with guys like this, snoopers and spies and informers. I used to have him on my barge as well. He looked really cool. This section here of the barge is the security area. There you go. And I used to have in there Garindan with head of security, Ifant Mon. So that was before I had these shelves. I had a few figures on display in here, but you know, Garindan is just an iconic character. This is a great figure from the Saga 2006, I believe. But that's that cape. I've seen better material than that now. He is begging for TVC release. Look at that. I mean, look at the beauty. That's a great quality figure. There's some great quality figures in the 2006 line. If you've been watching my channel, there you go. You'll know that I've been opening a lot of stuff that I got recently. So stay with me if you're new. Subscribe and see some other figures that I've got. But this is what I love about 3 3/4 inches. Just absolute treasure trove of characters in Star Wars. And some of them, like this guy, could just be brought back and just kick ass in TVC. And the next one. This is a figure I have acquired recently. And I got it via my mate Daniel Chart. And I was lucky to get. Let me just say who it is first. It is General Riken. This is the we're in Hoth now, Empire Strikes Back. And he was the leader, you know. He was the man who very much appeared to be in charge in, you know, in Empire Strikes Back. Great character. Faulty Waldorf salad. It's walnuts, mayonnaise, grapes, apples, whatever he says. I had no idea it was the same guy. If you've seen Faulty Towers, sorry dude, yes, Sybil, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the same actor played him. Riken's great. Also, as you will know, a Patreon of mine, the lovely Lara V, sent me this recently, which is awesome. So that was a gift from her. Haven't opened it yet, Lara, but look at that. It comes with the security tactical screen. I can't wait to get that into the display. But I was also very lucky. This one here isn't yellowing, so that's really good. That was also from the same line of figures, but apparently the torso can yellow. So that's another reason why they should, you know, bring him out again and also, you know, give him some articulation. That face isn't bad. Moving on. What's next? Oh, that's right. I've just remembered the last one is Mon Mothma. But I will just go and grab Mon Mothma. I'm going to grab him as well because Maydeen is 80s and you got him in the 96, as you know. I dare say he needs a re-release because you haven't had him since then, which is 2004, I believe that figure was. But Mothma, this is a figure of Mothma from 2000. Whoa, that's way too much in the future. This is Power of the Force 2, I think. No, that says 1996 Lucasfilm, so it is Power of the Force. But look at it, it's Mon Mothma. She is the leader of the rebellion. She is the one in charge. When you watch Return of the Jedi, it's Mothma. It would just be the icing on the cake in terms of the hierarchy of the rebellion. You've got to have Mothma. So that's one that's sorely missing. So I'm going to make her my fifth, my top 5. And I just think that would be a really good one. I could just imagine the card being epic. And if they brought out Maydeen, it would be really good. And it would also work well with the Lando Calrissian and the 9 Nurm and blah, blah, blah. So that's it. But that's all I can think of for now. There are a couple of honourable mentions. You could definitely have... Whoa! This fella here, completely forgot about him. He would definitely make a really good TVC card back. That is, of course, Captain Antilles. But, you know, knowing them, they would probably put him on a Rogue One card back, which is, you know, I do love... Oh, man, I love Rogue One. And I consider them very much hand in hand with the OT. It's definitely the strongest supplement of the original trilogy. The prelude to episode 4, but that's probably what they would want to do with him. But Star Wars card for him, well, yeah, it wouldn't work, would it? Well, you do. Oh, what am I talking about? You do see him in Star Wars getting choked out, but yeah. Mark my words, they put him on a Rogue One card. I mean, damn it, they put him on a Rogue One card. Commence primary ignition. He could work on the Star Wars card, but also, you know, this is something. This is a custom I did. We're using chrome pen. This is U3PO, I believe is the one that was on the Tantive 4. That would be a great card back and a great figure to bring out. But, you know, it's a background character, which is also good to give them a push. But there's another character that's just crossed my mind now that they could bring out. Fuck, who was it? Oh, and that's the TIE Fighter pilot. So my final honourable mention is the TIE Fighter pilot. Never got released on any other card other than what is the Empire Strikes Back image of the asteroid chase. But the first time you ever see a TIE Fighter pilot is in the cockpit. That faceless enemy. Sinister, are they not? You know, there could be anyone in there, just almost robotic. Entirely the intention of the Empire. Hordes of enemies like stormtroopers and TIE fighters. There's something sinister about them. But that would be a great card back. So that's the 5PO8 TIE Fighter pilot. If you could articulate, look at that sculpt, it's brilliant. Articulate him. That would be a kick-ass TIE fighter, and dare I say something different from what they've just given you. Anyway, that's me. I've waffled on long enough. That's just a quick on-the-fly video. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, subscribe. Tap the notification bell as well, because there was plenty more coming this way from both the loose room and the carded room you saw earlier. Thank you for watching one more time. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.